see. Did I set this up properly? Blackberry, don't put your ass on camera. This is not an OnlyFans, Blackberry. Good girl. Turn around. Good girl. Good girl. You're a modest kitty. That's what you are. You're a modest kitty. Ow! Blackberry, why are you biting my bicep? Blackberry? Blackberry? Listen, you can sit up here while I stream, but you have to behave, okay? You have to behave. Are you gonna behave? So let's see if the stream... Blackberry? Jesus. Stop that! I gotta see if this is actually streaming. It says I'm live, but there's no live chat. Which makes me wonder what the... It's supposed to be. Aha! Here we go. There is a chat. Okay, does this work? Am I live? There's one person here, it seems. 38 people out of 1.5 million. Thank you to Susan W. and the algorithm there. 39. Oh, 39. Wow. Let's see. Nice to see you. Well, all right, so now that this is actually working, and I know that it's working, the first thing that I want to do is say that I think it is pretty awesome that we hit over $450,000 in funds raised for the Right to Repair fundraiser. So if you could see here, when you go to GoFundMe, that there's a link in the description. Let's get Right to Repair passed. It says $353,000. Now you may wonder, why am I saying 400-something thousand when it says 300-something thousand? The reason I'm saying that is because one of you gave $100,000 via bank transfer in a single donation, and they did not want to deal with GoFundMe for such a large amount, so they just wired it directly, and that actually managed to clear yesterday. So I just wanted to make a confirmation of it, that did indeed clear. Thank you so much. The gentleman wanted to remain anonymous, so I will not say your name, but you know who you are, and thank you. Thank you very, very much. So there's a few things that I wanted to go over here and just discussing, just kind of going over what's going through my mind. I haven't been on here as much as usual doing videos. So the first thing is, as I said in this video, as I said in the initial videos that are linked down below, what I wanted to do was something called a direct ballot initiative. The whole idea behind a direct ballot initiative is that rather than parade myself in front of endless politicians that wind up ignoring us, purposely misunderstanding us, canceling meetings with us, pretending we don't exist, and blah, 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 the idea was to actually do a direct ballot initiative where once we get on the ballot, then voters can decide whether or not they want Right to Repair rather than just dealing straight up with the politicians and all of the stuff that you've seen. If you've watched my videos over the past 6 to 7 years, you would understand why I'm starting to get a little bit tired with that. As I had explained to you, that is a process that costs anywhere from around $5 to $20 million, and that's assuming that I can leverage the YouTube channel that I have and the audience that I have and all of you lovely people to ensure that the attack ads that come out don't land as effectively as the opposition would want. And as I said, if I get it, I'll do that. If I don't raise enough to do a direct ballot initiative, then these funds would be used to go the old-fashioned way, where you show up at state legislatures and we would actually be able to hire real lobbyists. So usually what I do in these cases is when a Right to Repair bill is introduced, I may show up and I'll put my camera in the corner and I will testify and I'll say why I think this is a good bill. I'll go over the opposition's arguments, but I get 90 seconds. Sometimes, if I'm really lucky, I get 3 minutes to make my case. And in that 3 minutes, I will have to make my case for a very complex issue. And then once it's done, it gets swept under the rug. Whereas the opposition will often have, $10, $20, $30, $50, $80,000 a month to spend on lobbying, which is where they meet with politicians behind closed doors. They explain why this is a bad bill. They explain why they should not go for it. So this would get, even if I don't make the money that's needed to do a direct ballot initiative, this would allow me to actually do that with Right to Repair bills across the country. So I would be able to actually hire a full-time lobbyist in that state to just go, door to door, knock on the politicians' doors, explain why this is a good bill, explain why it matters to their constituents, explain why it should have a chance of getting passed, and so on and so forth. So, but that's still kind of like the plan. If I trying to phrase this in a way that doesn't make me sound like an asshole. That's still the plan if I lose. Obviously, the winning would be to actually collect what I set out for here. So the first thing that I would like to do And the first thing that the firm that I would like to deal with in this case, which is they've made it clear, by the way, like we want to help you out here because, you know, we know you from the automotive right to repair and we're rooting for you, but you have not retained us yet. They made that clear. You know, you need a certain amount of money to be able to do this. We do not see a victory path for you with $450,000. If you want to do direct ballot, you need to raise a lot more. But the first thing that they suggested we do is run a poll. So what we would do is we would take the draft bill. In the GoFundMe somewhere in there's a link to a draft bill that gives you an idea of what the platform is. We would turn that into, you know, we would take out the parts where Jessa and other people like me and Justin and others have, you know, put our liner notes in there and turned it into a proper bill. We would then turn that into a question, and then we would then poll that question. So if you're polling like over 90, 95%, then maybe you can get, you know, maybe you can get by in spite of not having even remotely enough money. Whereas if the question polls poorly, then, you know, you would need an absolute minimum of the 5 to 20 million, have even a remote chance. So the first thing that we'd like to do, and the first thing that they recommended we do, is run a poll. So just turn this bill into a question, and then poll that question to figure out if you have a chance. So are you just going to get steamrolled when the opposition puts 25 or 50 or 100 million into attack ads, or do you actually have a chance of pushing this forward? Now, obviously, I think I do have a chance of pushing it forward, but that's also my own ego speaking, and that's also me speaking within my bubble. So within my bubble, I believe that it's obvious that right to repair is something that people do care about and would vote for, but like you don't really want to work within your own bubble. You actually want to get decent information. So that's something that's in the works over the next week, and I've just gotten started on doing all of that. Let's see, what do we have here? You should make collaboration videos with other media creators to reach more people. Probably. I suck at being a social person. I have reached out to a couple of people so far. I reached out to who? Let's see. I should have this off the top of my head. I'm still digesting my breakfast. I'm not usually a social person, but I reached out to see if I could show up on the Joe Rogan show. I reached out to Patrick Bet-David podcast. I've watched some of his shows before. He has a decent reach. I actually asked one of the people who made Justice Democrats. I forget who it is. One of the people involved with that, the name is escaping me, but it's a very obvious name. If they have any advice on, you know, getting these types of political issues pushed forward, I've reached out to some more of the conservative political podcasts as well. I was speaking with a journalist that from the American Conservative recently. But yeah, I'm pretty open to going on any of those podcasts. I pinned a comment in a community post that I made recently about this because someone was really mad at me that I spoke to a politician in the Democratic Party about this, which I think is pretty. I think that's petty. And I figured I would read it just to give you all an idea of my thought process and where I'm at. So let's see if I can find that. I pinned that this morning. Is this it? I think this is it. Here we go. So someone said things must be bad in NYC if socialists are getting popular support. I said, make no mistake here, I am not politically prejudiced in this manner when it comes to right to repair. I'd speak with Donald Trump about right to repair. I'd speak with Bernie Sanders about right to repair. I would speak with Joe Biden about right to repair. I'd speak with Andrew Cuomo about right to repair. I'd speak with Greg Abbott about right to repair. I'd speak with Ron DeSantis about right to repair. I would speak with Marjorie Taylor Greene about right to repair. I would speak with AOC about right to repair. This is an important issue for me, and I'm razor sharp in my focus. I will not allow other issues or culture war bullshit to distract me from my goal. I am not a general purpose politician or political advocate. I have an issue that I advocate for, and I advocate for it strongly. This means speaking with people across the political spectrum, regardless of what others think of me for doing so, if it means reaching my goal of right to repair. My goal is very clear. I wish for people all across the political spectrum to have the freedom to be able to repair their own devices and choose who repairs those devices so that it can be truly considered their property, rather than a lease from the manufacturer until it breaks. And to strengthen the third-party repair industry, which provides living wage job opportunities to millions of people that would otherwise be stuck in poverty. My goal is for you to control the servicing of your device, not the manufacturer. I don't care if it's in Custer, South Dakota, Bushwick, Brooklyn, San Francisco, or Houston, Texas. My advocacy remains the same. There is no politician, no political pundit that I would not speak to about this issue if it meant forwarding my cause. And that is something that I believe in. Like, you know, some people have said, I can't believe you would consider showing up on the Sam Cedar Socialist podcast. How dare you say you would show up on the Ben Shapiro's on the special? I don't care. Don't care. DMX is dead. Who gonna give it now? What? No way. No way in hell. You're making that up.
He was on life support.
You're making that up. No. No! Oh, son of a bitch. That's bullshit. Oh, that's absolute bullshit. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I think they pulled his life support, I believe.
Man, that actually kind of makes me sad. He had some really catchy music. Lord, Give Me a Sign I really enjoyed that song. I'll be honest, I'm not a connoisseur of his music. That's just a song that I always used to listen to get riled up. And it was a good song because when you listen to it, it's not like, it's not about all this gangster and shooting and I'm going to screw this person up and blah, blah, blah. It's a very inspiring song. Like it's really good. I really enjoyed Lord, Give Me a Sign. That's a really good, man, that fucks me up inside knowing that. I like that song. I really enjoyed that. Oh, man, that's fucked up. Hans says you're fake. I don't trust who tells me the money goes where you say it goes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's the whole purpose of having it as a 501c4 is that I'm required to publicly release something called a Form 990, which by law requires that I specifically write down and tell you where the money goes. If that's not good enough, I can't help you. You would have never trusted it anyway. The entire point of doing this through a 501c4 rather than donate to Louis Rossmann, donate to Rossmann Repair, donate to whatever, is donating to a 501c4 is specifically put together so that you can see how the funds are spent. Now, when I say that I don't intend to pay myself through this fundraiser, when I say that I don't intend to pay myself a salary of any money at all from this organization, that, those are words. I can say that. But the only way that you'd be able to confirm it is if I do this from a 501c4 nonprofit rather than my own company, which is why I started a 501c4 for that. The question is, what would Cuomo say to you? It's not what he would say to me. It's probably what he would do to me. $20 more, screw Apple, thanks for everything. Thank you. Tronics Fix would be a good one. Absolutely. I have to figure out how to be less antisocial. So far, I've gotten no response from any of the people that I've reached out to about doing a podcast or doing a show. It's probably because I have no social skills, which... Kyle Kalinske, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one. So I had, a few months ago in their Discord, I had said, I have been trying to do this type of political advocacy for 5 to 6 years. I have completely failed. I would like to take it more seriously, and I'd be happy to pay for your time to get some advice on how to not suck at it going forward. You're trying to do a good thing, rest of luck. Holy crap. Christopher Kelly, that's a lot of sushi. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. But yeah, I genuinely appreciate it. And I hope that your migraines have gone away as well. Yeah, there's a lot of people sad about DMX. DMX suck, rip. You know what? Fuck you. You get a timeout for that. You get a timeout for that. No, you don't insult DMX in my chat. Call me thin-skinned, I don't give a shit. 300 seconds without you is a good thing. Missed my last super chat? You should get on Tim Pool's podcast and talk about Right to Repair. You know what? I'm going to add that to my to-do list. And I'm sure someone's going to say, I can't believe you expect the tempo. I don't care. I would literally speak to anybody who is open to hearing about this who has an audience. I want to build a wide coalition of all different types of people. Is there anything I can do to help out your 501c4 any way to volunteer? What are your capabilities and qualifications? So what can you do? Email me, lewis@rossmangroup.com, and tell me what you're capable of doing. And I will go from there. We all deserve to have choice, says Laverne. Very cool. 1 second. What did I miss? $20 more for Apple. Yoda. Okay, I don't see you having a last super chat, so that's very strange. I only see one from you. Did YouTube eat it? Did I miss something? I hope I didn't miss anything. What was the song from DMX Lewis likes? Lord, Give Me a Sign. It's a good show. I mean, that's a good song. Why do people hate on Right to Repair? I think the thing is, I think it becomes, I think people turn it into a culture war issue. And culture war issues are really interesting. It's actually a very good way of turning people against things that would actually benefit them. So the way it goes is something like this. This guy wants right to repair. This guy is an asshole. Do you not like this asshole? If you don't like this asshole, therefore don't like right to repair. Which is why I really think that somebody else should have been the person that became popular doing this, not me, because I'm an asshole. But maybe it's because I'm an asshole that it became a cause. So it's really difficult to tell. It's like it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. Love the channel. Want you to have this because you deserve it. Thank you. And rip Prince Philip. I didn't hear about Prince Philip. I heard about DMX. I'm honestly kind of more sad about DMX right now. Talk to makers, crafters, steampunk communities, Jimmy DiResta, Peter Brown, Keith Brown, Nerdy Crafter, and people like that. I'm going to copy and paste that. Are the super chats being added to the total or no? No, I have that literally in all caps in the bottom. It says use GoFundMe, not this. So I can't help. I can't do more there. If you look in the description of the video, that's literally in all caps. It says that super chats do not go to that. They go to, please remember that. And it has a link to the thing in the top. So please read the description. Please read the description. Please read the description. Is there a way I can actually turn that off just for like a single video? Hey, you know what? I'm going to put it in the beginning of the description as well. So hopefully people read it. I wish you could make text. I genuinely wish that you could make text bigger in the description, or that you could like do something with fonts or font size. But that's a lot of sushi. Manages priorities. Christopher Kelly likes sushi. LOL Tim Pool. I don't care if people dislike the person I talk to. What I care about is that there are people in his audience that may support this cause or may care about being able to fix their own personal property. So now we're going on a circle jerk about all the different political commentators people hate in chat. I can't believe you expected Jimmy Dore. I don't care. It's not about having a genuine sense of love for the individual. Yeah. How's Catch on Fire Bike? Catch on Fire Bike hasn't caught on fire in a while. I think you should get on Tim Ferriss's podcast. Okay. Adding that to the list of people to email. You know what? Copy paste. Add into the list. Add into the list. Second on Tim Ferriss. All right. Let's see. Jimmy DiResta, Peter Brown, Keith Brown, Nerdy Crafter. You know what? Adding it to the list. Adding it to the list. Resume. I can make anti-right to repair ads. Yeah, from your garage, Sonny? Really? Would you have used the gains made in crypto for the right to repair campaigning if you would have bought some and forgot that you had it until the bubble got as big as it is now? I don't think about that because thinking about that is depressing. We don't talk about that here. Don't. I try to avoid thinking about what would have happened if I bought Litecoin when it was $4. Try to get on the sharp way and talk to the man who should be governor. I voted for him. Okay, the sharp way. You know what? Adding that to the list. Adding that to the list. This is actually a helpful stream. Is there any issues getting Canadian citizens like myself, being someone who already donated 100 to the cause, to donate to your cause? No, I spoke with my lawyer on that, and that is not a particular issue here. That is not an issue here. Pin a comment in the description. Can you pin a comment on a stream? I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you could pin a comment on a stream. Have you talked with Linus about supporting the 501c4? I have not. We've emailed back and forth in the past, and he made a shout out on his show, which is honestly more than I ever could have asked for, and I am genuinely appreciative. Thank you so much to the people at Linus Media Group, and thank you to Linus to mentioning right to repair as an issue, and to bringing attention to this, and seemingly supporting the concept of right to repair. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I am in your debt there. Let's see. Assholes don't care about hurting someone's feelings. They care about the truth. Also, there is a way to pin a message in live chat. How do I do that? Okay, let me see. I'm going to make one. Super chat does not go to 501c4, and 30% of it goes to Susan W. Link in description. Okay. Let's see. Can I pin a comment? Can I pin? Aha! There we go. Okay. That feature didn't use. I didn't know that that feature was there. Okay, cool. Now it's there. Now it's there. Gamers Nexus did it too. Thank you very much to Gamers Nexus. I am in your debt, sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Try the Hill on YouTube. Crystal Ball is pretty active on Twitter. Okay. Adding. Bada bing, bada boom. The Hill Rising. You know what? I'm just going to keep adding to my list. Keep adding to my list. Thank you. This is actually a very useful stream. Getting a lot of... Destiny was talking about responding to you the other day. You should talk to him about him. Okay. Destiny stream. Okay, well, right here. Get roasted on Destiny stream with a smiley face. I like watching Destiny roast people. Every now and then, you know, sometimes it's roasting me, but still. I enjoy his videos. Louis Rossman and Peter Joseph, my heroes. I haven't heard of Peter Joseph. Should be able to overlay it. Get Joe Rogan on his podcast to the moon. I'd be happy to be on Joe Rogan. I think it will be an interesting conversation. I've lost. Should I repair my 2009 MacBook Pro or just trash it? That depends. Is the cost of repair economically viable given what you can purchase the device for used? What is your time worth? Is it an easy repair or a difficult repair? Do you still want a MacBook? Lots of different things. I don't know how I came across your... Glad I could catch you before gym time, right to repair, says Connor. Thank you. I don't know how I came across you one day several months ago, but I thought you were an arrogant prick at first. A fair assessment. Then I prefer cynical, jaded prick to arrogant prick, but, you know, it's pretty close. Then I watched a few of your videos and my opinion changed. Keep up the solid work. Thank you. What do you think of Neuralink's recent video with the monkey controlling Pong with his brain? I haven't seen that. I didn't know about that, but that's kind of weird. I know you love burrito. What's your favorite? My favorite burrito ever was from a place called Lucha Lucha on Nostrand Avenue. It's a tempeh burrito, no cheese, no sour cream, extra jalapenos with this beautiful, beautiful carrot habanero hot sauce that I have not been able to find a match for anywhere. And don't link me to a carrot habanero hot sauce. That's what you're going to do. It's not going to be the same as Lucha Lucha's. I shit you not. I remember speaking with two of the people there, the chef and one of the assistants, and I said, if they close this business, if they're thinking about closing this or underpaying you all, can you please contact me? Because I like the food here enough that I would probably go into debt to open another fucking restaurant right around the corner and take all of you. And I never did. But I was serious! It's a good thing they didn't. I've actually lost 25 pounds since they closed. Thanks for the cool content. You helped me discover what right to repair is really and even more. I recommend the books Let's Stop Meeting Like This for convo tips. Okay, book. You know what? I'm going to add that here. Let's Stop Meeting Like This book. Read this. So my section leader was told about you and he never got back to me on right to repair in a center on platform. He's a farmer. Big sad if he doesn't. I remember your email, and here's the thing. If he does, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with him. Admittedly, he's probably very, very busy with his campaign, and he probably has a lot of other issues to run on that are going to excite voters more, so I'm not offended if he doesn't take this on as a part of his platform, but I'm more than happy to speak to him when I do make the time, or when he makes the time. Forget what I was talking about right before that. Oh, yeah, Lucha Lucha. Fuck, that place was amazing. Oh, my God, those burritos were good. I'm not kidding. I would have went for a bank loan to open up to open up another burrito place and steal all the people there just so I could keep eating there. It was so good. But yeah, I've lost 25 pounds since they went out of business. Do not win Mega Millions. Trying again this year. Also, this is the other Mark Schaefer. Are you the Mark Schaefer from Florida that I keep trying to steal from iPad Rehab? When are you getting the F out of New York? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Is Howard Stern still on radio? I don't know. Consider level 1 tech tips. They know who you are and appreciate you. Level 1 tech tips. Also, Erica. You know what? I will try to make an appearance on the Cinevision channel. If she'll have me. I'm not going to assume that she'd like to have me on. If she'd like to have me on.
There was a video yesterday.
Lewis, what are those giant bruises on your forearm? This is from a martial arts class, and I suck. So I'll just leave it at that.
Oreo.
I take a martial arts class, and I suck. And as a result of sucking, this happens. But yeah. It's one of those things where I have a very, very... well, one sec. Thanks for giving me the metaphorical kick in the pants I need to get my computer technician certification. Grab burrito on me. Thank you so much, and I sincerely hope that it's not an A+. Hopefully it's something that you can use to get a job. But I'm glad that I was able to motivate you in some way. Yeah, I was always the kid in class that was the last one picked for dodgeball, kickball, baseball, basketball, any sport. And every time I got picked, you can hear everybody on the team go, oh, because I was not athletic, I was out of shape, and I had absolutely no sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Horrible reaction time, no hand-eye coordination at all. I love your blunt, deadpan way of getting to the point. I can't stand people who beat around the bush or answer a yes or no question with a life story. Here's 1 hour of my time for being a straightforward person. Thank you very much, Yellow. Hello, I highly appreciate that. Yeah, the thing that I've always kind of been curious about is, on one hand, I don't think I'm the best person to do advocacy work because I come off as an asshole. But on the other point, there's a lot of people who don't come off as assholes who do this professionally, who have done way more advocacy work than I have that haven't gotten the point across. So I kind of wonder, it's like a double-edged sword. Like being an asshole helped get right to repair in front of people, but being an asshole is also what turns people off and makes it easy to create culture wars that get people to advocate against policies that would actually benefit them personally. You've probably answered this a million times. What laptop brand models is the most reliable nowadays? Keep up the good work with right to repair. Certain Lenovo ThinkPads, not all, not even most, but certain ThinkPads. I like the I like the roll cage. I like the liquid resistance in the keyboards. I like the fact that the charging port is not soldered directly to the motherboard. It's its own piece that then has a wire that comes out of it that goes to the motherboard. I like that about the ThinkPad. It's, I bring a soldering iron with me on vacation. I don't have the ability to like solder a different port. Love from the Netherlands. I keep cringing when I tell companies I work for about the M1 soldering stuff. Keep up the good work. Oh, love to the Netherlands. Hopefully you can wave and say hi to Duke for me. I haven't heard from him in a while. He's one of the few people that I know that's dislikes dealing with people more than me. So we have that in common. But yeah, back to this. I was always the kid that got picked last for everything. I was horrible shape. I started hitting the gym. I gained about 30 to 40 pounds after I started hitting the gym. I wasn't really skinny anymore, but I still had no sense of hand-eye coordination, no reaction time, just horrible. And I just kind of kept telling myself that I'm horrible at this. I am horrible at this, therefore I can't do anything. And at one point I just said, fuck it, I'm tired of being horrible at this. So, there's one guy at the gym that recognized me from my videos. Ant and Drew in the UK here don't hate us for being British. I don't hate you for being British. And nice meeting you, Riot Retro Gaming. Thank you for the 10 pounds. And he watched my stuff. He trained at the gym all the time, so I figured, why not? So I trained at the gym with him. I got my ass kicked in front of a bunch of people. We would train. I'd learn stuff, and I still do it today. And I still suck, but I suck slightly less than I did last year. And that's really all I'm going for. Like, I suck this much less than I did last year, and I started doing something that I said that I can't do. Dark Shadow, because read the page. 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 More power to you. Let's get this passed in Texas. My shop is in Texas, says Express Audio Video. Hopefully. Are you trying to be Eli martial arts? That'll never happen. I suck. I am better than I was before I started. And honestly, that's really all I was going for. Was to stop telling myself I can't do something and that I suck just because I suck. And I still suck, but I suck less than I did before. And that's what matters. Suck less than you did before. That's what matters. Question, what are the thoughts on the shortage of good GPUs and the price hike due to tariffs? Pays by the Trump and scalpers. I don't know if it's the tariffs or all that's doing it. I think it's the whole thing where Bitcoin went from $6,000 to $60,000, but that's just my guess. When an asset price that can be obtained via computing hardware goes up by 1,000%, I think that's what yeah. Like, you have a chip shortage, but I really think the whole, Bitcoin from 6,000 to 60,000 has something to do with that. Yes, you can pin a comment. That is done. My comment has been pinned. Have you booked any interviews yet, or at least getting progress? I donated 50 to Right to Repair. I hope this passes. I have contacted a few, and I'm going to start becoming more aggressive. Again, the worst thing that happens is that I get clicked in a spam, or they say no. But they were going to say no anyway, so I might as well. I have there's one person from Colombia. There's another person from American Conservative, I believe. And I'm waiting for that to come out. But I want to show up on some other shows. And I'm going to be getting a little bit more aggressive with that. Are you trying to be Eli at martial arts? It'll never. Eli would kick my ass with his pinky. He went all the way up to I think whatever's before black belt. He would kick my ass. I'm just trying to be better than I was before I started. If I do that, I'm happy. And if I stop using the fact that I suck at something as an excuse for why I don't try it. I'm trying to do that with more stuff in life. Like I said, I would suck at driving, so I got a license. I said that I would suck at micro soldering, so I started, doing micro soldering stuff, and I still solder shit on crooked. Like to this day, I solder shit on crooked. But I'll be damned if I wasn't one of the best in the field for a good amount of time. Not the best at soldering artfully, but the best at economically viable component level board repair, fault finding inside of a period of time that is acceptable for people. SDS Telecom needs to come out with his support. I actually emailed him. I asked if he'd be open to contributing to a wiki of mine for money. But I imagine he is insanely busy. Either that or my email went to spam. But yeah, I have much respect for SDS Telecom. Love SDS Telecom. Love what he's doing. Love what he's built for himself. Love how his shop has grown over time. Love the pride he takes in his work. He's a good cell phone repair dude, and I wish him the best of luck with all of his pursuits. Where have you decided to move to? No idea yet. Lewis uses a beauty filter on his webcam confirmed. I don't have a webcam. I have a Sony A5100, and if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you'll realize that I don't know enough about how to use that shit to even do it if I wanted to. This is new lighting, by the way, that's why. Thanks for being an a-hole. Thank you, Mark. I finally splurged. As you may have noticed, my videos were getting darker and darker and darker as the last year went on. So I have these things that have, thank you very much, Jasper Lingers. I have these fixtures that have 3 giant LED bulbs in them each, and BlackBerry and Clinton, when they chase each other, they'll knock them down, and each time they knock them down, more of the LEDs stop working until almost all of them were finally gone. So I finally splurged and spent $150 on some used LEDs on Amazon, which I'm using now. Get Lewis on Joe Rogan. I'd love to be on Joe Rogan, but I'm not going to spam the crap out of him. I sent 2 emails. I did me. Let's see if you want. Spam Joe Rogan. I'll invite Lewis on the podcast. Don't spam people, because then nobody... If you spam people, then the lizard brain comes in and says, fuck that person just because they spam me. You react like a Dutch guy, direct to the point, not talking around the bush like a lot of Americans do, in my opinion. That could be a bad thing. Linus actually can and does support right to repair. He's an anomaly in the algorithm. It's probably only a matter of time until they realize how centrist he is. Yeah, I was glad to hear someone with 10 million subscribers talk out in favor of right to repair. Like, Linus did a good thing there. I'm very happy that he did that thing. He didn't have to do that thing. That could fuck with his ability to have sponsors into the future, but he did it anyway because he believes in it, and I really do appreciate Linus for doing that. What's your take on your buddy Sonny being homeless? Thanks for everything you do with Right to Repair. Sonny leads a really strange life. We have different risk tolerances. I can never tell at any given point in time, is Sonny worth 10 times more than me, or is Sonny worth 10 times less than me? I have no idea. The thing that makes Sonny a very interesting person to be around is that he has a very unique way of going about life. He has a very unique way of navigating systems. He has a very unique way of... He sees things that I don't. So if you're starting from $0 and you want to make it somewhere, he just sees shit that nobody else sees. But he's also, I think, more of a risk taker than I am in ways that I would not be comfortable with. He leads a weird life, but that's why we're friends. But yeah, a part of me kind of wonders, like, he I don't know, did he do it to himself? If not an A+, what should I go for? Also, there a playlist for concerns and answers for Right to Repair. I have a Right to Repair thing here where I go with, there's like a bunch of clips of a politician or a lobby saying something and me replying to it. I don't know if that's necessarily the most helpful thing. In terms of certifications, I don't know. I've never really had a real job. I just know enough to know that A+ is usually considered a giant waste of time. How are you feeling with the first week accomplishment? I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling a little nervous, to be honest with you, because before I always had the ability to say, look at what I was able to do with nothing. So if I don't get something passed or nothing gets done, it's like, well, I had nothing. I was working with nothing, so what do you expect? And the difficult thing is now if 1 or 2 or 5 years I fail, then it's like, well, you failed when you actually had resources. So that kind of... So it makes it more stressful, makes it more real. You need therapy, says Susie Rottencrotch. Didn't you name yourself Rottencrotch, bitch? You go to therapy. Anyway, thanks for your fight for Right to Repair. Help me to understand the Reddit GameStop fiasco. Thank you, No Limitation Rideshare. You should try Louder with Crowder as well. Good outlet for conservatives who might not understand the tech side of it. You know what? Adding it to the list. Louder with Crowder. Adding it to the list. I know I can hear all those people saying, I can't believe it's Victor. Don't care. Don't care. Just care about letting people know what's going on. Care about getting more people involved in the cause. I don't care who they vote for. Did you have a good night out? Were you dining out in a posh shed? We went to a place, one of those hibachi places where they cook the food in front of you and they juggle the knives. It was very cool. I have a Hilti concrete breaker. Only Hilti can service it. They have a chip in it that disables it after 200 hours of use and only they can reset it. That sounds like some bullshit. What's the point of disabling it after 200 hours? Is it because it needs to be inspected? What's the point of that? What if the company you'll hire takes the money then double crosses us? It might take a year to raise $6 million, but big tech can pull out $30 million in instance, pay the same company to stab our back. That's not going to happen. You don't know these people. Also, there is this whole concept of watching the ride to work rants. I haven't been doing those as much recently. Holy shit. You gave me ass. Someone donated ass, Erica. Look, ASS.
Do you want to give it back?
I don't know how to give it back. I kind of want to. I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Someone gave me their ass. Asso. Well, first thing is, anytime you hire a firm like that, they do a conflict of interest check. And that conflict of interest check would say whether or not they could or couldn't work with you. This is something that you go through. How about collaborating with Mark Rober? I don't know who that is, but I'm going to add to my list, figure out who Mark Rober is. I'm adding that to the list. And thank you very much. I think the most useful thing out of the stream is just all the names of the people that I'm going to be bothering and hitting up. But the second thing is, how to put this? You know how bad it would look if not only did the firm illegally hire someone outside of a direct conflict of interest policy that was solved, but it was also made public on this channel. Like, that would be... Oh, man. That would be like... No, that would be suicide. Look up a marketing instrument called Drip Campaign for a more aggressive approach to interviews. Persist IQ is a good tool for that. Drip Campaign, Persist IQ. Look up Drip Campaign, Persist IQ. All right? That's added to my list. Just add into the list. Add into the list. Add into the list. Here's 5 to your cause, OGL friend. Thank you, Shad, but please read the pinned message. I will expect CPR cell phone repair against right to repair because of the Apple IRP onboarding. Me too. CPR strikes me as a company that would do everything they can to have some sort of backroom deal done so that they get access to stuff that other independents don't. One thing I want to make clear is that if I advocate for something to be made available, I want that to be made available to all repair shops. I am not going to say I only want it available to like this repair shop or that one or anything like that. Level 1 text loves you and shouts you out every other news episode, Wendell especially. I added him. Interview Slavoj Zizek. I don't know who that is. How's Oreo's pooping outside the litter box thing going? Did he ever get a job? He hasn't gotten a job yet, and he's very close to eviction. I don't give a shit about Cuomo's eviction moratorium. He don't pay up, he's out, Erica.
Yeah, but you hired him off the books.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Nope.
Yep.
You gonna report me to the IRS, Erica?
Yeah.
Report me to the Department of Labor?
Security guard was not paid for his work.
I'm a boring person trying to do interesting things. Sonny's not a boring person. He's a very interesting person. It's just the interesting thing that he got himself involved in just so happened to have him... Yeah. Sonny's an interesting guy. I don't get how he lives his life. Where was I? Where was I? I am 10 minutes behind in chat. 13 minutes, actually. Don't have much, but love your content and all your work, and your employees do. Been a self-repairer since my teens, which are 25 years ago. Thank you, Core Dream Studios. Resume to Rossman Repairs asks if you are an athlete to avenge the nerds. Having grown up as a masshole just south of Boston, I get you. But then in Colorado, only others from the East Coast get me. Just do you and let those who cannot deal marinate in their own stew. Yes and no. The problem there is laugh so hard at the therapy, come back, take my money. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, the problem is you need the support of everyday people. You need the support of everyday people in order to get an issue like this passed. You need people like that to support you. You need to be liked, sadly. That's something in politics that's quite difficult. So this is how politics works. You have to pay a bunch of money to get around the sellouts in Congress. I don't know. Welcome to America. I can volunteer some time if you want to build a right to repair website. Website is already being worked on, but I genuinely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hazim? Also, I'd have no idea how to ping you from this, unfortunately. But someone is working on that right now. You should try to hire lobbyists to rally for right to repair. Well, the first thing I want to do is avoid. When are you planning to lobby for right to repair? Any specific states, or is it at the federal level? What I would like to do is raise enough that I'm able to do a direct ballot approach in Massachusetts, which bypasses having to deal with lobbying individual politicians and going through the normal legislative process. But that requires raising a lot of money. If I don't raise what I'm looking for, then I will just lobby for existing bills that are in existing states. I would not likely go for the federal level. I would look for federal level enforcement of existing antitrust legislation. So, for instance, Nathan Proctor did a great piece in this recently. If you use LG's live chat, I'm not software Mark, not sure how many Mark Schaefer's you know. Apparently, I know too, and thank you very much. Apparently, if you ask LG, so an independent service to appliance, do I have a warranty? They'll say no, it's now void. They just shit on Magnuson Moss. Like, LG just looks at Magnuson Moss and just does this. So what I would want to do is I would want to advocate for bills in the states. The reason being is that the federal government is an absolute clusterfuck that would be almost impossible to get any piece of legislation through, even if a majority of the American people supported it. Whereas you have a better likelihood at the state level, and also the state level is typically where a lot of consumer protection happens. So what I would want done at the federal level, and what I'm working on right now, and what I have worked on right now, M1 Mac possible SSD RAM upgrade after purchase. Technically possible, maybe. Economically viable, hell no. Again, if you want to do that as an experiment, you do you. But it being economically viable, it's not going to be economically viable for that to be done in America by someone that's qualified, in my particular opinion. But that may change over time. But I doubt it. But the idea with it being done at the federal level, what I would want done is enforcement of existing antitrust law. So I see that Lena Khan is coming into the FTC. I'd like to have some stuff ready for her on her desk that she knows where it would be a good idea to start. And I do have an attorney that is an antitrust attorney working on that right now. He's actually been working on that for 2 weeks. Hey, Louis, shouldn't it be on New York City to prove you bought the machines you're selling? Yes, it should be. So typically in this country, we believe in something called the prosecution having the burden of proof, the presumption of innocence, but this is the New York City Department of Consumer Affairs, so that doesn't exist. Let's see what I am behind by 12 minutes. I think you need to keep active and try to get on podcast multiplications. Yep, I agree. Do a charity cage match with Eli, fight until you hit your donation goal. Yeah, but then I'll be dead. Can I ask you to install TikTok on my phone? I'd be honored to install TikTok on your phone. I'll install TikTok on Charlie Brown's phone. Why does it cost so much to go around Congress? Because your opposition is going to spend a lot of money to get people to screw with you. I mean, to get people to not screw with you, to get people to disagree with you. And they'll fearmonger and do all sorts of crap. Lewis, thanks for providing clear, concise information on our products. So as someone who doesn't know what's up with all this, what is this right to repair thing? I have a video on my channel that's called Right to Repair, an Introduction for Curious People that will go into that entire question in great detail. So look for that. It's called Right to Repair, an Introduction for Curious People. Sonny is a great guy, says Travis. I like Sonny. Wouldn't follow Sonny's path in life, but I like Sonny. He has a different tolerance for risk than I do. I'm planning to take a course in my senior year of high school. Would you consider me doing that a waste? Take an A. I think you mean A+. I think it's a waste of time, but in my opinion, most of high school was a waste of time for me. So if you can do that as opposed to doing something else, go for it. But if you're doing that in addition to something else, I probably wouldn't. Again, the A+ is so useless in my opinion nowadays. It was useless 10 years ago, to be honest with you. Take foreign donations, or is it wrong to do so? My attorney said that I can. So I cleared that with my attorney. Not sure if you want legal advice, but shouldn't it be on the state to prove you're selling bought hardware? Yes, but here's the thing. I could pursue that, and I could spend all my time pursuing that, or I could just pay the $500, say I usually sell less than 2 computers a year, fuck it, not worth the hassle, not renew that license, use those parts rather than selling assembled computers. I'll just do what we used to do, which is use those parts for repairs, which is actually way more profitable, and focus on this. It doesn't make sense to fight that many battles at once. Like, I want to choose the things that matter. What do you think of Andrew Yang? I like that he seems to care about solving problems more than getting pinned down in culture war bullcrap, which is why I don't think he has as much of a chance of winning, because people like the culture war shit. They love that stuff. They love the WWE, the wrestling. I don't know if people particularly want... Like, whether or not you agree or disagree with Andrew Yang in a number of issues, when you listen to him in interviews, he really seems to care about actually solving problems more than, having a good WWF wrestling storyline about him. Hit up the YouTuber LaFloyd. Huge range in Europe. I'm sure he's willing to support. Okay, who's LaFloyd? Let's do this. I will look up that. Collaboration with Scotty Kilmer. Scotty Kilmer, you know what? I'll reach out to him. He's a little nutty, but then again, I'm a lot nutty, so maybe it'll be a good show. Mark Rober is annoying. I mean, you're probably annoying too, let's be real. I expect your right to repair website score at least a 7 out of 10 on the France's repairability index. Oh, that repairability index hurt me. That was a kick in the nuts. Legal will possibly be a co-op in terms of the law aspect. I don't think this issue is going to be sexy enough for his channel. Why not Alex Jones? Half the country looks at CNN the same way you look at him. Don't you want to talk to them? I would. Why not? Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Alex Jones. Add him to the fucking list. Why not? You should reach out to Pokimane. I think you guys are being ridiculous. What the fuck is a Pokimane? Is that like Pokemon or something? What the fuck is Pokimane? Oh, this is not a Pokemon. What the hell is this? What? Okay, we're starting to get out. This doesn't seem to have anything to do with politics and technology. Okay. We may be at the point where the stream is starting to make a little less sense. Then again, I did just add Alex Jones. So it's kind of like, I mean, at this point, like, where is the bar? Okay, that's just dumb. You know what? I'm going to take your $10, but I'm not going through that. I'm sorry. There's the line. There's a line, and you've started to cross it. So we'll put the line at farts. Talking about farts is something where I'm going to draw a line. And yeah, where is the line at who I reach out to? Like, why wouldn't I reach out to some random game streamer lady if I'm willing to reach out to Alex Jones? Like, that's kind of, I'm being silly at this point. Have you considered contacting the Free Software Foundation or Richard Stallman? I haven't. Lack of right to repair damages internet privacy. Does it? I don't know. I don't think it does. I don't think that it does. What about Lou from Unbox Therapy? I'd love to, because he's talked about right to repair. A, he's talked about right to repair. And B, he's mentioned that he owned a repair shop back in the day. And C, I've actually already emailed him. So I'm probably one of 30,000 unread emails in his inbox. But I did email Lou from Unbox Therapy. I mean, he has, again, even if he has a quality name, I'll give him that. He's got a quality name. But no, I emailed him about a week and a half ago. So he was on the list, and I already reached out to him. Because I've heard him talking about right to repair on the show before, and I've heard that him talk about it from the perspective of someone that used to run a repair business back in the day. So he understands all this stuff. But again, like, when you're talking about like Lewis, why don't you talk to someone who has 20 or 10 million subscribers? You have their inbox. My inbox right now. Let's take a look. As just some puny ass 1.5 million subscribers and only 10% of them watch the videos, I have 4,240 unread emails. You know, it's like there's gonna be their inbox is a clusterfuck, and I understand that. Yes, Tossa, I linked it, and it is literally the first thing in the description down below. If you look in the description, you will see a link to it. It is right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It's right under. Yep. All in the description. All in the description, and it's also in the pinned comment. Pinned comment, description, pinned comment, description, pinned comment, description. Yes, I have talked to, I emailed him. Again, I don't know who reads that email. I don't know if, like, he probably has 250,000 unread emails a fucking day. We'll see. But I did contact him. Just inform me, I think the streamer Destiny is interested in helping you raise awareness for the campaign. You know what? I'm going to add Nick. I already had Destiny written down, but now I'm going to put a star next to his name. Also, it would probably be useful to get roasted by him a little bit, because everything that he brings up is likely going to be something that the opposition brings up, and I should be prepared for it. He's good at stuff like that. I enjoy watching his stuff. I learn when I watch. Thoughts on LG dropping smartphone business? I mean, they kind of should. I have a V60 here. It's used. I mean, I only paid like $300 for this, but I got my money's worth. The fingerprint sensor doesn't work half of the time. The wireless charging doesn't work on half of the wireless chargers I've used, because it's you know. I'm not surprised. There's a thread about you and Right to Repair on 4chan B the other day. B. G, okay. B, now that's going to be, yeah, I'm afraid to read that. I'm afraid to read that. The aviation engine repair industry would be a good model. We regularly have to compete with the third-party repair that develop their own repairs. Interesting. Have you thought about reaching out to Adam Savage, a big name in the maker community and has experience dealing with political issues? I'm adding that name to the list right now. That name is going on the list. Mark Rober is a former engineer for NASA and Apple. Is it okay to use the same ultrasonic cleaner of water for multiple days? How nasty does it look? You'll know. You'll know. Once you wouldn't want to put a board for your own device in it, stop using it to clean customer devices. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Let's see. The campaign against Right to Repair is going to be just like Think of the Children. That shit works, though. It really works. It gets people. Everybody likes to say that would never work on me until it works on them. Don't say things like, I'll install TikTok on X's phone. It would be a nice clip for a smear campaign or fear-mongering. No, that's not it. That's not it. Why no Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube marketing for Right to Repair post updates? I don't have a Twitter or a LinkedIn or a Facebook. I have a YouTube. I used to have a Twitter, and my Twitter had about 800 followers. My Facebook page, I think, had 40 people, and my YouTube page had 800,000 people. So at some point, I realized that these platforms are kind of useless, and every time I logged into them, they just kind of made me mad at the world, so I stopped using them. Now, you want to see what should be used against me. There's so much shit out there, man. What's the best way to reach you if I have another YouTube channel, 400K subscribers interested in having you on? Lewis@rossmangroup.com. That's my email. It leaves out the people that don't know how to spell my name. So you need to know how to spell my name in order to email me. But Lewis@rossmangroup.com. I try to email them. You want to see the shit that's going to get used against me? It's going to be this. So one time I used my employee's tool and I bent it a little bit. And he tried to straighten it out. And he sees that I kind of fucked it up a little bit. He thinks that he straightened it out. And yeah. Yeah, about that. Yeah. Oh, man. It explodes! This would make a good commercial. Do you want this person fixing your MacBook? That's what happens if you pass Right to Repair. Vote no on question 1. Keep your table safe. But that's the thing, like, it's sitting on the desk. It let out some mad-looking smoke. He opened the window. he put the fan in the window and then it went away. It's like, it's not that scary. It's not that scary. Like, it's not like, 50 pounds of e-bike batteries. But yeah, there's like, I'm not worried about saying stuff that's going to be used against me because that ship has fucking sailed. There's so much of it. What was the device used to measure retail spaces again? Any advice on measuring if you can. The biggest advice I have on measuring is don't feel shy to do it in front of the salesperson. They're going to be mad. They're often going to be mad when you do it, and they're going to start becoming very defensive. Don't give a fuck. That means you probably shouldn't be renting it to begin with. It's called a Bosch, but you can buy way cheaper ones online than that. I just bought that one because I needed to buy it 10 minutes before I showed up someplace, and it was the only one that I could get that was available locally without me buying it online. But you could buy way cheaper laser measurers online. It's a laser measure, and mine was from Bosch. Assuming you wanted to get an electronics repair, specifically board level stuff, is the market lucrative enough to justify the startup cost? Depends what you're fixing. Totally depends what you're fixing. Also, Alex Jones is a nut job, avoid at all costs. Listen, man, again, as I've said, if I were to speak to someone, it's not about whether I think that person is great or bad, nuts or sane. It's about whether or not the people that listen to that person know what right to repair is, and it's about getting to them. Credit cards are common in my country. Is there a way I can donate to the fundraiser routes via PayPal? I don't have a PayPal for it yet, but for different ways to use bank transfer, email fundraiser@rossmangroup.com. That's fundraiser@rossmangroup.com. How do you feel about Ben Heckendorf? He does custom electronics, used to have a Ben Heck show. I don't know him very well, but I'll add him to the list. Is this live or no? I don't know. Wonder what that word live streaming next to the video means. When right repair gets done, will all phones use standard screws? It must save the manufacturers. Nope. I'm not telling manufacturers how to design things. I'm asking manufacturers to stop being assholes and stop keeping parts from being made, parts, schematics, or diagrams from being made available to repair people. The Del Rey Misfits podcast. Huh. Yeah. The cynic part of me sees Andrew Yang as a grifter, but the only one who's talking about things that matter. I mean, everybody sees everybody as a grifter when they're actually trying to do something or accomplish something. It seems like he was already considerably wealthy from his prior work in business and life, that the money that he would make from politics isn't what he's in it for. Again, I haven't met him personally. I haven't had a beer with him or anything like that. I sincerely doubt I'll have that opportunity. We support right to repair. Thank you, Karen. But like, I hear that all the time. This person's a grifter. That person's a grifter. And it's all 99% of the time I hear that said, it's said by someone who's not doing or going for anything. I argue the most important people to reach out to are usually is people not directly in the technology sector. Everyday people need to understand why they should be allowed to fix their devices. I agree, Elijah. You should reach out to PewDiePie. Maybe. Does PewDiePie support right to repair? Does PewDiePie support right to repair? Hope he does. You'd have better luck with Belle Delphine instead of Pokimane. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys may notice that anytime someone gives a name, that a bunch of people in the chat say, no, not that one, I hate that person. Which is the very reason that I'm not caring about any of the opinions of the people. Because when you have 1.5 million people watching you, it doesn't matter who you say. You could say Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, Kyle Kulinski, Sam Cedar, the Mike Rowe, Lex Friedman. Any one of these people that you suggest I speak to, there's going to be someone in the chat that says I hate that person, which is why I don't care. I don't care about who you personally hate. Have you made your mind on moving your business out of New York City? It's not about making up my mind on it. It's about how do you do it without destroying what you've built. Also try reaching out to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Why not? Electro Boom. Boom. I'll add that. You have craft computing on your list. No, I've never heard of that. I would have another one for your list, Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden. What? Why do pockets of air you put... No, Derek. Now you wasted $20 in that stupid question. I have dignity. Lewis, I'm still waiting for you to tell me one reason I should trust you with this. I mean, I gave you that in the beginning of the stream. You don't care. You don't know how to spell my name. I can't help you. The entire structure of what's being done is being done from a nonprofit that has to report publicly on how it spends money. So, like, there's just not much else I can put there. I would suggest, if you don't trust me, that you go do it yourself. Don't know what to say. As a fellow simp for Pokimane, she would be the best person to reach out to. I like that you admit that you're a simp. Okay, fine. Fuck it. I'll add her to the list. What the hell? If we have Alex Jones on this list, why not have Pokimane? Peter Joseph. Pokimane is on the list. Tell her to expect my email. Tell her to expect my email. The Electro Boom support. Yes, and he would make a fucking excellent commercial. Can you imagine if the opposition actually says, Electro Boom supports right to repair. Do you want this man to touch your stuff? and there's like a commercial of him shocking himself. I could actually see an anti-repair lobbyist using that and thinking this is going to get people scared of right to repair, and then it backfiring terribly. That actually makes me laugh. That makes me laugh incredibly. Wouldn't third-party repairs free up manufacturers to actually manufacture without having to worry about repairs? I don't know. I don't think so. Because they don't actually want you to fix it. They oftentimes just lead you to buy a new one. Marco reps Vin's Lab, this old Tony Wintergarden, Jerry Rigabom, what? I can't tell where one begins and the other ends, unfortunately, in that post. Any chance of crypto donations? I'm working on that. I wanna find something where I want to see if there's something that exists where when you donate, it automatically turns that into dollars and puts it in a bank account. I don't want to become a crypto speculator. I don't want to deal with, any of that stuff. I just want it to immediately be turned into US dollars and be tossed into an account. So that is on the list. Good luck and right to repair. I'm sure your journey will be long and difficult. Don't give up. You're already making a difference. Keep up the good work. Say hi to Blackberry. Thank you, Scooby-Doo. All the best from Hungary. Thank you, Istvan. We tried to reach out to Micro the Dirty Jobs guy. That was a name that was on the tip of my tongue that I forgot about, but he actually needs to be higher on my list. So I'm putting him on the list. Have you thought about contacting Tom Scott? He's not averse to talking about big issues. I'm putting him on the list. Putting him on the list. Putting him on the list. I'm a leftist, as in not even liberal, but farther left. For reference, if Alex Jones lets his audience know about right to repair, that is big. He is here anyway. Let's use him for something good. Exactly. You understand. Are you in contact with the U.S. Perg Right to Repair campaign? Nathan Proctor. Yes. Nathan's my dude. I like Nathan Proctor. It would be fun to make a 1984 advertisement for Right to Repair. It would also be true irony. That's a good idea. Is Rich Rebuilds on your list? He should be. He contacted me about doing a collaboration when he was in New York a few years ago, and I was very busy at the time. My store couldn't physically fit me in it, and then I wound up getting a cold, and I wound up not getting back to him like an asshole. But I got to meet Rich at Rich Rebuilds, and he was, I don't know, he was a very nice guy. He was very humble, very kind, very courteous. He was the exact opposite of the type, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. He's the opposite of an asshole influencer. I'll just leave it at that. But and I mean that as one of the highest forms of compliments I can give for someone that I meet off of YouTube. Consider der 8 or upper echelon gamers optim. See, that the problem with those I can't tell where one ends and the next begins. Like, is that all one word? Is that 2 words? Is that 4 different phrases? Are you a fan of Mythbusters? I haven't seen a lot of Mythbusters. The fact that you're ignoring my comment is telling. I have answered your comment at this point 3 different times. At this point, it is clear that you are trolling. So, now you go. Now you go. And you're not going because I dislike your question. You're going because I've answered your question 3 times, and you keep copying and pasting it while misspelling my name. Corey Willis with PPEI is a good person to talk to. He's personally spent over $1 million of his own dollars attempting to work with the government on a closely related issue, diesel racing. Corey Willis. Corey Willis. Okay. Adding to the list. Adding to the list. Lewis needs an aquarium in the background. No way. No, those fish would be so scared. They would have anxiety attacks all day long. You know what Mr. Clinton would do if there was an aquarium behind me? Half an hour into the stream, you'd hear glass break and see water on the floor, and the fishies would all be gone. Jerry rig everything, someone said. I asked him what he thinks an organization like this should do and what would help people, and he gave me an answer. It was brief, but it was an answer, and I appreciated it. Thank you, Ace. And yeah, the whole idea here is once something passes somewhere, that it tends to pass in a lot of other areas as well. I don't believe that just passing it in one state means that that's the only state that has right to repair. If you're able to buy an ISL 9240 in this state, it's not like it's not going to appear in any other part of the world. That's not the type of world that we live in now. Does right to repair come with a philosophy statement or manifesto regarding protecting consumers from fraudulent repairs? Protecting consumers from fraudulent repairs comes in several different ways. The first is culturally. One of the things you'll see on my channel, I've gotten called an asshole on this a lot on Reddit recently. So, they'll say, I can't believe how mean he was to the shop in this video. Culturally speaking, you cannot work on a customer's device if you don't know how to, destroy it, and then just give it back to them and say, sorry, we can't fix it. I frown upon that greatly. But when it comes to making sure that a place that sucks doesn't screw up, I live in Greece, watching your videos in 2014, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Vasilis. What you need to do there, firstly, there's ratings. So if you're, for instance, I hate beating up on these people, but it's an easy one. Like Google Portatronics, New York City. They're no longer in business. Are you surprised? Probably not, because they're not well rated. If you suck, you're going to be flushed out. Further, I believe that if more people are able to get involved in this industry, because less people believe that this is a bad industry to get into. Let me try to rephrase that before the next thing pops up on the screen. Fuck, something else popped on the screen. Repair shops should have the same rights as I do in fixing plumbing or electrical, of which was done so bad an amateur like me facepalms at how bad it is. I agree. So, how about this? There are a lot of people that may make excellent repair people, but they see what I go through in this industry. They see that they're not able to get access to chips or parts or diagrams without having to go through all this shady shit to get it. And they say, screw this, I'm going to go do something else with my life. I'm going to go where I'm welcomed. And I think that it pushes smart people and capable people out of this industry. And what I'd like to do is make this an industry that's respectable so that more people think that it's a good idea to get into it, therefore meaning that you have more smart people in the industry, therefore meaning that you probably have less scamming repair shops. But in terms of scammers, there's always going to be scammers. And ideally, that's what the Department of Consumer Affairs is there to do. The Department of Consumer Affairs is there so that if you have a repair shop to screw someone over, rather than knocking down my door trying to throw around $15,000 fines because I can't prove the purchase of a device I didn't purchase, that they're there so that when a consumer makes a complaint, they just show up and shut down their business, take their money, and give it back to the customer who got screwed over. That's what that's for. But yes, right to repair does come with a responsibility. Every right has a responsibility. I advocate for right to repair, but if you take a look at my channel, over the course of 7 years, I've also understood that my responsibility is to show people how to do them properly. And over the last 7 years, you'll see me explaining how to do the repairs that I do to a high standard of quality and properly. Right? Responsibility. Right always comes with a responsibility. You're already making a difference to keep up the good work. And say hi to Blackberry. I will say hi to Blackberry, but Miss Oreo just made a noise. One of my first phones was a 3G Samsung phone. The battery got replaced easy like a TV remote. Would be great to do that now. Yeah, I missed that. There's very few phones where you can just easily swap the battery now. Okay, what did I miss? For those of you questioning when you're not... Oh yeah, answer that one. Remind me I should donate to a good cause instead of spending it on pulling for Animu characters in the Genshin Impact. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate your $15. I don't... Okay, I missed something there. For your own good, I promise that learning and getting into crypto is your best interest and you'll love it, and I'm willing to waste $10 here to persuade you. Louis, you need a secretary to manage all these meetings, shows, and podcasts. Contact Mod Ash on Twitter. He's a moderator at RuneScape. RuneScape? RuneScape? Hmm? Here's something against fight against that laptop sales thing. Is Rich Benoit, aka Rich Rebuilds, in your list? He is on my list. He is on my list. I also am going to need his help someday, for obvious reasons. Hi, Lewis. I did a thing and deleted all my social media, says Jason Barney. Hopefully your mental health goes up as a result. Mine did. Making an ad on Twitter is super simple. For only $50, I promoted a picture of my cat, 7.5 thousand people. You promoted a picture of your cat. Did your cat... Was there a return on an investment there? Did your cat bring you more money than the 50? Invite Elon Musk on a stream. Consider his Tesla's policy must be against, so it would be an interesting conversation. See, I think inviting the richest man in the world onto a show, I may want to start slightly lower than that if I have a chance of getting a response. Hey, Tech, love your advice video. Sharp and Pure Gems. Where is Oreo? Oreo is in the kitchen with his mommy. I would try Rachel Ray.
The cook?
A cook?
Yeah, she's a cooking host.
I don't know what to do. I don't... Does cooking have an overlap here? Any overlap? Reflow? Flux? Butter? Oven? Oven, reflow. Reflow. Oven, flux, butter. Rachel Ray. Maybe. I have 3 phones with dead batteries. Can I use cheap tabletop power supply to power them and get photos? Would it be safe to plug them to PC at the same time? Maybe. So you need an adapter that's going to communicate with the phone. So typically there's battery power, but then there's also something called a gas gauge. It's going to tell the phone how pumped up the battery is. And if you're not sending that information, it's not going to turn on. So if you simply take the plus and the minus of your power supply, put it to 3.7 volts and attach it to the phone, it may not turn on without information. But you can often buy these adapters online for as cheap as $5 to $20, depending on your model phone. Cooking show. How long will the fundraiser campaign go? I'm about 5% to my goal, so I don't know until I'm done. Hopefully, if I ever. Best strategy for moving your company would be to find a suburb region that's growing at the fastest nearest to your location out of state. Collaborate with Jerry Rig Everything. He's a YouTuber pro repair, hates Apple too. I don't know what the angle would be. I like Jerry Rig Everything. I respect his work. I respect what he does. I know he used to work in the industry, but I have to... I'll add him to the list. I don't know how it would work in with the videos that he does, because like most of the videos he does are take-apart videos, not podcasty talking videos. And I don't know if he's into doing something like that. But you know what? It's worth asking. Fuck, I have Alex Jones on this list. I mean, that's really becoming the point at this point. Anytime someone says, add this, and I go, I just realize Alex Jones is on my list. What do you think about the smart home business? I love your videos. I don't know much about the smart home business. Don't talk to Tim Pooley as a grifter. It doesn't matter. You people are missing the point. You're missing the point. I don't care if he's a grifter. I don't care if he's a draft. He has an audience. And that audience is an audience that I need to be on the side of right to repair in order to have any hopes of getting this passed. The person in his audience may be the friend of someone whose dad lives in Massachusetts, who is this close to voting no, who may vote yes if he understands the issue. That's what this is about. It's not about whether you like the person you're talking to. That is horribly short-sighted thinking. Definitely have support from the tech YouTubers. Gamers Nexus continues to shout you out. We're my politicians here in Nevada on Right to Repair too. What about Justin from Right to Repair? That's not a bad idea. Rachel Ray is cat food. Joe Rogan will find some way to relate Right to Repair to bow hunting and DMT. That's great. Why to trust Lewis after seeing 100 hours of me as strong moral character and consistent in his values? I don't know about strong moral character, but I fix stuff and I do videos. Thank you. When it comes to trust, I get it, but I mean, I've done what I can at this point. It's a nonprofit that requires public disclosure of how it spends money and who gets paid a salary. Like, there's not much more I can do. You should reach out to Tim Pooley to boost you. I will. He's on the list. Like, I mean, I've advocated for this for 5 to 6 years at this point, and I've created at least 500 videos that show other people how to fix their own shit for free. Like, there's not much more I can do at this point. If someone doesn't trust, I respect it, but I can't, I'm not gonna sell them at this point. Like, it's not like if I had 2 million subscribers instead of 1.5, I'd sell them. It's not like if I did 800 repair videos instead of 6 that I would sell them. Surprising your email, but refrain from reading info out loud on stream, please. I will, Martin. Thank you. I think the problem in a lot of the chat is that you're making it about the individual that I would be speaking to rather than making it about the goal. Aging Wheels, Robert Dunn takes care of weird cars. Technology Connections, Alec Watson does fun deep dives. Maybe Alec Watson. I'll add to the list. Used Apple seller here in Florida. I totally get the level of stress you display. To be honest, you help me get through my day-to-day. You have my support. Thank you very much, Joe. Yeah, buying and selling is stressful. Reselling. Phone Repair Guru is another one, who after a couple of months reached 1 million subs. 1 mio. Okay, not 1 million, 1 mio. Mio. I'll add it. Thank you, Mario. Okay. About to get some lunch. You should work with Vice, do a piece and right to repair. They've done one on farmers in the past. I threw them under the bus in 2019, so I'm not sure how well that would go. Have you sought out farmers? I'm sure there are a lot of families that would like to spread your message. Yes, I have. Yeah, Vice I kind of tossed under the bus. I think I ran over them with the bus, so that may not go well. Let's see. Strange parts on the list. I'll add them. Yeah, it was this video. So this video was me taking Vice, tossing them under the bus, then driving over them with the bus, then going in reverse and going back over them with the bus. So that's... I probably should have been less of a bridge burner. Yeah, I'm a bridge burner. I should be less of a bridge burner. I saw your comment on Veritasium's video. Maybe add him. Add him. But again, if he has a podcast channel or something, sure. On a recent stream, you said you had some disagreements with the iFixit guy. Curious what they are. Sure. One of them was regarding tools and cost. So, for instance, a lot of people have said over the years, this guy just wants to be able to get everything for free. He's a freeloader. He wants to want to pay for anything. And I have always said, no, that's not what I advocate for. I pay for my schematics, I pay for my chipsets, and I would like to continue paying for them. If Apple let me purchase schematics or diagrams or tools, I would pay them for that. And the disagreement that we had was that I believe they, at iFixit, they believe that the software or the manual should be free. That you should have to pay for tools, but if there is anything that's needed to unlock something, that should be free. And if it's a piece of software, if it is a schematic, if it is a board view, that should be provided free of charge. And what I was saying is, I think that in order to appear like I'm willing to compromise or work within reason, that it would make sense for me to stand by what I've been saying for 5 years. When someone says Lewis doesn't want to pay for anything, and I would respond and say, no, I would be more than happy to pay a fee to get access to a schematic, a software tool, or a board view, that I maintain that position. This is a small disagreement amongst areas where we widely agree on many other things. For your, I read that one. That was posted like 15 minutes ago. Damn, Streamlabs is slow at posting that stuff to the screen. I remember that video, LOL. Yes, I need to stop burning bridges. Burning bridges is not healthy. How about Sam from High Wendover Productions? He get the word out to people who are knowledgeable enough to do something, but not tech savvy. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of that before. Destin from Smarter Every Day. Heard of that? Oh, Russell Brandy has a following and hates the big companies. Thank you for everything we do. We are behind you. Thank you. Okay. Tronics fix, I should add. Carbath. Dale Doherty. Now it's just posting messages that are very, very old. That's weird. I'm also starting to fade here, so it's about time for me to end the stream. Is Krugzad on your list? I've never heard of that, but I will consider. Okay, it's time for me to get out of here. Let me see if I missed anything. Have I missed anything? Let's read. Thank you, Green Cafe. Okay, go to dashboard. Did someone's mention a famous cook? Why not contact Gordon Ramsay? He can yell, "Where's the flux?" Or "It's fucking charoded." You know, I think that may be a little bit far away. Get in touch with Adam Ruins Everything. He discussed this 2 years ago. I am going to add Adam Hates Everything. Okay. Back to the list. So that we had... Where was I? Try Prusa. This old Tony Adam Savage iFixit DigiKey Av. Commas! There's not all electronics repair, but they and their audience should be interested. Please, commas, my brain. Lewis, add ChrisFix to your list. ChrisFix. Please keep fighting for right to repair. We're behind you. Lots of love from Kenya. Thank you, sir. Don't forget parts vendors. Yeah, I've reached out to Asset Genie. That was an awkward email based on our history. I reached out to Injured Gadgets, Mobile Centrics, and a few others. Okay, I read those ones. Next up, we're going to read the ones from YouTube itself. Viewer activity. What's the best thing I could do with a dead hard drive? That I don't know. Not store data on it. I have a direct line to Lydia, who books people for Tim Pool's IRL podcast. I messaged her about connecting with you. Give her my email, lewis@rossmangroup.com. Again, a bunch of people will probably be mad. Don't care. I care about getting this across to as many people in the audience as humanly possible. Yes, Tobias. It removed my commas last time. Der Ader and Upper Echelon Gamers and Optimists. Okay. Upper Echelon Gamers. Okay, where was I? I was on this page. Okay. Zoom out. It's not showing me what it's supposed to be showing me. Maybe Firefox will. Okay, this is weird. YouTube used to allow me to stream through Super Chats, and now it doesn't. There used to be a little page where I could read all of them. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, why you do that, Susan? Why you do that to me, Susan? I don't know what it means, but I appreciate $15. Sounds like what strippers tell me after talk to them about political economy. Huh? I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, it used to be easy to scroll through them. Now I can't. This is aggravating. Damn it. I have for Istvan Bodner, I have a link in the GoFundMe to draft bill text that you can take a look at if you're curious on the platform. Douglas, I don't know how much they would care. But I'll ask them. But I have my doubts. But they're going to be lower on the list, but you know what? I'll add them to the list. Jay's Two Cents is a weekly live podcast on Friday, 3 p.m. I will contact Mr. J at Jay's Two Cents. Is Steve Wozniak the co-founder of Apple on your list? Steve, who works for me, not Steve Wozniak, we're talking about that. Because what Apple stands for now appears to be entirely different from what Apple stood for when Steve Wozniak was working there. And if Steve Wozniak were a supporter of this initiative, that would be the ultimate awesome thing to ever happen. The thing is, I don't know how to make that happen. But I think that the whole concept of tinkering around and trying to reverse engineer how something works and making something work again is the very type of thing that he would love. And I don't think that he would appreciate the way modern Apple is trying to take that away. But that would be awesome. That would be awesome. That sucks, Ark. Adafruit, Technology Connections, Alpha Gaming, SparkFun, Malx Brownlee, Mark Cuban. You know what? I'll add all that stuff, Anthony. Copy, paste. I'm adding them all to the list. After this, I go about trying to find a publicist or a social media manager. What about wireless toasters? They make wireless toasters? I thought that was like a magnifying glass in the sun. That was my wireless toaster. You missed some super chat, mine and others. I know, and I'm not allowed to look through them anymore. You know how much this aggravates me? Let me show you. Yeah, I'm probably going to miss more than just a couple. I want to show you how frustrating this YouTube interface is now. Oh, man. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. F6. Okay, so... Okay. What? Seriously? Okay, never mind. So now it's showing them. So I used to be able to scroll through this and read all the super chats. But now I can't do that anymore. It stops at a few minutes ago. So this is it. I can't read through the rest. Like, it used to let me scroll and read all the super chats on a stream. But now it doesn't. And even if I zoom out, because sometimes, you know, if it's zoomed in, YouTube interface fucks up, I'm not able to scroll up and read the rest. Like, I want to be able to scroll and read the rest, but I can't. I literally fucking can't. So that's this shit platform. Why I still use YouTube is beyond me. There should still be PCB repair shops in every town. Boards fail on all kinds of machines. Reach out to Matt Stoller. Matt Stoller, that you know, I actually was going to talk with him on a show a year and a half ago, and I got busy with moving and all the Eugene bullshit and never got around to it, but I like Matt Stoller. I respect Matt Stoller, and I feel very, very, very guilty, bad, and like a jackass for the fact that I never made the time to respond to his email after he took the time to respond to me. That I feel bad, but I like Matt Stoller. I respect what he's doing. Mr. Who's the Boss, I'll add that to the list. But yeah, as you see, I literally cannot scroll through super chats the way I used to. I used to be able to scroll through super chats, and now I cannot. That's like... I guess for that money, you can also buy a law in some small country and then get all the parts from that country. That's an idea. Please keep fighting for right to repair. We're behind you. Lots of love from Kenya, East Africa. The other thing is that sometimes while I'm reading something, something else shows up on the screen, so I'll have to respond to whatever's being said in enough time that I don't miss the next thing. Is this going to the fund? No, it's literally the pinned message that Super Chat does not go to 501c4. It's also in all caps in the description. So A, in all caps in the description, there's a link to the fund for the 501c4. And B, the pinned message in the stream, in addition to the, is also in all caps saying it doesn't. So I'm hoping that you're trolling. I imagine you're trolling based on the picture and the profile. I hope you're trolling. Anyway. AGRX to the moon. LOL, Dory. Bad memories there. Bad memories. We don't talk about that. I guess for that money, you can leave by. First time I caught you live. Your videos are right to repair. Keep up the good fight. Thank you. Tim Pool is awesome and not a grifter. Again, it doesn't matter if he is or isn't. It doesn't matter. I don't care what an individual subscriber thinks of the individual. What I care is getting this across to as many people as humanly possible. Thanks for spending time on this. Do I fix it sponsor? Thank you, produced by Noel. Wrangle Star, his audience. I don't know what Wrangle Star is. Oregon Rep. Janine Salman is a right to repair advocate who has put a bill before the legislature. Oregon is heavy on consumer rights. I'm adding to my list. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Philip. Jay's 2 Cents Podcast. Gonna keep that. If anybody knows, what happens if I unpin my message? Will it let me scroll through things? Because I think, let's see. Nope, that doesn't do it. I thought that would do it, but that doesn't do it. That sucks. Also, let me repin my message. Let me repin my message. Yeah, I can't scroll through. That really sucks. YouTube finds new ways to make this website shittier and shittier as time goes on. I'm late to the party. Has PewDiePie already been mentioned? Yes, he has, but he also has, like 100 million subscribers? His inbox is impossible. I will never break through that inbox. Let's see. Picture Wrangle Star improves. I thought this was a replay. Nope. Can you run for president and make an executive order for right to repair? You know what? Something tells me I'm not going to win that. Hello, monster. All right. Time for me to get out of here. I was going through to read the old things to see if I missed anybody's comment. And unfortunately, YouTube literally does not allow me to scroll up anymore like they used to. So I can't read them. Like, thank you, YouTube, for making it harder for me to interact with my fucking audience. All right. Dr. Ian Cuttress, Tecto Potato on your list. That wasn't, but that's the last thing I'm going to copy and paste before I'm out of here. What happened to your arson video? It's gone. It's down. It's deleted. It's gone. It's gone. I got every single comment was, do you have a camera? And even after I pinned the comment about answering the question and put it in the description, it kept showing up. So I'm just like, fuck it. Delete it. Add a Chris fix. That, I think, is added. So I'm out of here. Thank you very much. I have to continue on with my day. Wish me the best of luck. So again, for those of you who are curious, I have a poll that I am looking to do to see if I have a chance of even winning as an underdog with a direct ballot initiative. I'm going to keep going and try and push to make enough to do a direct ballot initiative. If I don't, then it'll be traditional lobbying in states that have right to repair bills that are existing, and that is what this will be for. And I'm out of here. So I think I answered that one 10 minutes ago. Streamlabs is behind. I'm out of here. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you learned something. And I'm out of here.